can't believe how quiet it is in the studio when nobody's talking. That's fucked up. It's our 40th podcast of the year, so I figured we'd do the same thing as always. A little dose of news, we'll talk about the minors, and yeah, we're taking the fall color tour. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Big Dave & Company podcast, coming to you almost live from the Gigabyte Systems studios here on the 32nd floor of the worldwide headquarters. I am Big Dave. With me, my usual company. Let me see. Who would that be? The unpaid interns, lovely Emily, Cumberbun from the FCC, Kona the Wonder Puppy under the table, and of course, my technical producer, who the man who does all the switches, all the dials, and who is also
about the buttons
and the buttons. Who is apparently, I thought we got you an assistant for the buttons.
Nope, I have to do the buttons.
Buttons too. He's also the creator of Speed Racer, apparently, Mike Alicious. Hello.
Hi.
Speed Racer.
Speed Racer.
Like as in Go Speed Racer?
As in Go Speed Racer Go.
I thought that cartoon was created before you were born.
Common misconception.
Oh, okay.
Common misconception.
Strange.
That was a different, it was like a Speed Racer. The one that you're thinking of is where we got our inspiration.
Oh, okay.
The one you're thinking of is called Speed Racer.
Oh, and what is yours called?
Speed Racer.
Oh, okay, great.
I can see where there would be some confusion there.
Right.
But ours is called Speed Racer.
Oh,
with 3 E's.
Oh.
But that one's called Speed Racer with two
E's.
The
I
standard.
see. Understand.
Something happened when it got translated from Japanese.
That'll happen. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you're able to reach success with that.
Plus, they had the Mach 5. We have the Mach 6.
Because it's better. That's one whole Mach better.
That's right.
And that one Mach is some sort of long algorithmic calculation that we can't even understand.
It's a cartoon. We don't get into that.
I have to apologize to all of our listeners out there if we don't sound like we have the usual exuberance and excited.
I'm fully exuberated.
Because the sickness has swept through the worldwide headquarters this last week.
It has.
I know you were laid low for a couple days.
I was.
What did you have?
I had like a head cold type of thing.
Okay.
I was all stuffed up and plugged up. It actually started on Saturday, which sucks.
Sure.
That's the worst time to get sick.
Yes.
Because when you have sick time on your day job, you want to use their time to be
Right,
sick. You don't want
right.
to use your time.
Weekend time.
Right.
That's
So I had to
bullshit.
use my weekend time.
I'm sorry to hear about
But
that.
that's okay. But then I missed Monday and Tuesday of,
Good
of
for
my
you.
actual work.
Good for you. Sure.
What about you? What do you have?
I had a painfully broken pelvis,
That's not good.
but I'm fully recovered now.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know the doctor did say you're a fast healer.
Yeah.
But that's really fast.
I shattered my pelvic area.
Was it from rough sex?
No.
What was it from? Was it jumping out of the Buzz Yarborough airplane again? Like you did that
No,
one time?
I was practicing for the upcoming yearly Kim Jong Il Metal Foundry, the supreme leader of all metal foundries. Every year
Where's that located?
Pyongyang, North Korea.
Okay.
Yeah, every year they have like a track and field competition in the fall. And I was getting ready for that, and I of course do the
Pole vault?
pole vault. Yeah, and I was
You
practicing
were doing
for
the
that.
sign, the international sign for pole vault.
Yeah.
And see, the listeners can't see that.
Well, that's why you're my technical producer. You know the sign
I knew
language.
what the sign was, pole vault.
I was doing that, and I crushed my pelvis badly.
That's not good. You're going for the world record or something? And
No,
because I know that they don't have any safety precautions over there. So is there no mat to land on? Or
I was very confused, and I actually ran with the big long pole into the vault of the factory where I keep all the money.
that's
lodged it-
That's not the kind of you're supposed to vault
Sure.
with the pole.
Lodged
not
it
into a vault.
rearward into my pelvic area, shattering it into a million billion
What
pieces.
about your boy parts?
So those were underneath. Those were okay.
Oh, that's good. Cause
I wear the finest athletic equipment,
athletic support.
diamond-plated athletic equipment. for
But
my
you're
twig and
fully
berries.
healed.
Fully healed, though. Yes.
So you couldn't like shit right for a week then, or
no, my butt was okay. It was my pelvis.
I know, but that's in your butt area.
Oh no, I shit fine.
Oh.
Yeah, but thank you for your concern.
Huh. So did you miss any? Well, I mean, I guess you don't have a day job, but
There was 2 days
were
I
you unable to like fly in your corporate jet?
yeah,
or
much like
anything?
you Monday and Tuesday, I couldn't make the delicate transfer from corporate jet onto the deck of the corporate yacht.
Oh, that's rough.
Because even though the jet lands right on the yacht,
Right.
and they put the
Because as we said a couple weeks ago, it's an aircraft carrier.
I'm roughing it on the yacht usually. We don't have a jetway, so they have to go down the steps, and with a badly broken pelvis, in full body cast, steps can be
They
difficult.
don't have an elevator for you?
No, not yet. They may now. I'm going to see if they can get one of those
So
scissor
what did
lifts.
you do? Did you just stay on the yacht and not leave for the whole weekend?
Oh, no. I holed up in my penthouse at the metal foundry.
Oh, that's rough. That's because that's a whole nother country.
Yeah, I had all one of the doctors in North Korea taking care of me.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you're on the mend.
Yes, thank you.
It's good.
Thank you.
I'm glad it didn't affect your golden pipes too, because that would have been
No.
bad.
Actually, to be honest with you,
that cuts into our profits.
I made all that up. I actually had the same. I had like a bronchitis fever kind of thing going.
You had the fever.
I had the same sickness that everyone had. I just wanted to sound more glamorous and interesting for our listeners.
The other story was definitely better.
Yeah, I thought so. But
Okay.
you know what else? You know what's
Let's just
great?
stick with the pelvis story.
Do you know what is the pelvis story of all events?
What's that?
The
Something
31st
at Morningwood
annual
Estates.
Morningwood Estate Fall Football Festival.
Ooh,
Ooh,
that's three Fs.
I know that's alliteration gone awry.
Right.
You can sign up, go online to sign up for email alerts about the royal family enjoying watching football on TV all this fall from Morningwood Estates.
So you get to watch them watching football?
No, you get to read about them watching football and having a good time.
Do you get to watch any football yourself?
Maybe if you have cable or television in your own home.
But they don't have any football playing at Morningwood Estates?
They do, you
Or
just
is it-
don't.
These are just email alerts about the...
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, you sign up and they'll say, like, Sir Jason turned on the Redskins versus Giants. And they'll say he is
It's almost
rooting
like
for the Giants.
Is it like Twitter? Like Twitter updates kind of, but more...
You get, like, one email, like, you get, like, two
like
a
on
day.
Sundays or something?
Yeah, you get, well, it goes through the whole weekend as they watch college on Friday.
Oh, okay.
Or, college football really.
Sure.
And
Then
Thursday, Friday,
Saturday.
Saturday. And then Sunday, Monday, they watch the professionals.
What about like Thursday night football?
If that was on, you'd maybe get an email that day, but you'd have to call and go online for more. It's the Morningwood Estate Fall Football Festival. Oh, by the way, it's only $10 to sign up for that service. So
That's a good deal.
call, go online right now. For the Fall Football Festival at Morningwood Estates, it's Morningwood Estates.
Wake up with
Morningwood.
Morningwood. That's
So, yeah,
great.
that's
I think I'm gonna sign. Hold on, I'm gonna sign up for that right now. Just keep talking.
Okay. It's time for the news. I fell short on the segue there. I was trying to pull a segue out, but the fever kind of cooked the mind banks here, and they're not.
That's not good.
No.
Did you drop a few brain cells? Is that what happened?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do we got? What's the news?
News. It's actually kind of a long news article. Long today. I mean, literally sentences. And it's a little not like our normal topic, but this made me
We
giggle.
don't have a normal topic. A normal topic is pretty much anything that's fucked up
Missouri.
or wacky.
This is a little wacky, but it's not hilarious in a way that we can make fun of these people.
Okay.
A worker who descended into a city sewage system on Tuesday became unhooked from his safety line and was pushed through a 27-inch wide pipe for over a mile before his calls for help were heard and he was rescued.
Ooh.
Daniel Collins of Collins, Missouri. For real.
Really? Didn't you read this first?
Daniel Collins of Collins, Missouri
Say
was
his
listed
last
in-
name was Johnson instead. Let's just change it right here.
Okay, Daniel Johnson of Johnson, Missouri.
No, Collins, Missouri.
Oh, Daniel Collins of Johnson, Missouri. Is that what you?
That's fine.
Daniel Johnson of Collins, Missouri, was listed in critical condition Tuesday night at St. Luke's Hospital in Kansas City. South Metropolitan Fire District Chief Randy Adams said Collins was being treated for hypothermia
Johnson. His name's Johnson.
and had been administered antibiotics because he may have swallowed sewage.
Oh, God.
Collins Johnson disappeared shortly after 8 a.m. Tuesday after descending.
Now his last name's hyphenated?
Yes. Johnson Collins disappeared shortly after 8 a.m. Tuesday after descending into the sewage system in the town of Raymore. Johnson Adams said crews frantically searched manholes along a 1.5-mile route near a golf course. I'm not exactly sure why the
Well, at
golf
least
course part is pertinent.
At
but
least it's highfalutin turds. That are in there.
After about 90 minutes, firefighter and paramedic Antonio Johnson Smith heard Johnson Collins calling out, "Guys, I'm down here. Can you help me?"
I got turds in my mouth.
Smith was lowered into the sewer chamber. I wonder if he must have drawn the short straw. Smith was lowered into the sewer chamber and found Johnson Collins about 12 feet down. Collins/Johnson appeared to have some bruises but was able to speak, Smith told KMBC TV. Quote, "It was a miracle to find him in that condition," Smith said. I'm guessing he meant not entirely covered with poo
Right.
and used condoms and phlegm.
Oh, God.
He said that he put Collins over his shoulder, and crews topside helped lift him out. Firefighters covered Collins with coats while waiting for an air ambulance.
Coats? Why? I wouldn't let him use my coat.
Adams said Collins was,
No, you can keep it.
quote, was not totally coherent. He was basically in and out, and he was very weak. So he went through a 1.5-mile water slide. Came out very weak.
It wasn't much of I don't think there's a lot of water.
It was only 27 inches, too. I'm sure he banged around a lot inside that pipe. Collins was tethered when he descended into the sewer and was still wearing the harness when he was found. It was unclear how he became unhooked, which allowed him to be pushed through the pipe by rushing water. Raymore officials said Collins' employer, Rosetta Construction of Springfield, Missouri, was working on parts of the city's sewer system. Message left at Rosetta Construction after business hours Tuesday was not immediately returned, probably because it was after business hours. So
I'm glad they said that.
I'm glad
'Cause
he's
otherwise it's a call to such and such construction was not immediately returned.
Right.
Well, it's because you called at 1 a.m.
yeah, yes, but
And
glad
you waited exactly 30 minutes for them to call you back.
glad that we have a happy ending to this story.
Yeah, Johnson Collins.
So
Good-
glad
good for
Daniel
him.
Johnson Collins of Collins Johnson, Missouri,
No,
was
it's
able to
just
survive.
Collins, Missouri.
Oh, it's shut Johnson, Missouri.
No, Collins, Missouri. Johnson Collins was his name.
No, his name was
His
Daniel
name,
Johnson Collins.
His name was Robert Paulson.
I thought his name was Dick Trickle.
No, his name was Robert Paulson.
Oh, okay. So that's our news for today. News today brought to you by our good. Do you want to say something? You went for the mic as if you wanted to say something, and I cut you off, and I am deeply apologetic.
No, if I wanted to say something, I would have said it.
That is the benefit of the intricate system of mirrors we have set up, so I can see down the many labyrinth hallways to where he is in his part of the studio.
Right, because we're sitting right across the table from each other.
Anyway, as I was about to say, I was in like full swing right there. That was like checking a full home run swing, because I was like in the flow. News today brought to you by our good friends at the Alliance Radiator Center in Alliance, Nebraska. Oh, sorry, Alliance Radiator Center in full Avon line. Don't forget about that. It's time for your fall tune-up, both for both your car and your face. With our auto supply technicians and a full line of Avon products, we can take care of you and your ride.
That's the
going into
Sheehan
winter.
brothers or something, right? Or the
old
O'Learys.
yeah,
That's the O'Leary brothers.
down in Alliance. So go get them. They'll get you, ready for the harshness of winter on your face, especially in Alliance, Nebraska, out on the prairie.
So, great place to take a leak is their tagline.
Alliance
but-
Radiator Center, great place to take a leak.
So, what about, how do they, I wonder if they're going to change their tagline to include the Avon stuff.
Yeah, I don't know, probably not.
Like a great place to put on eyeshadow or something. A great place to apply moisturizer.
A great place to take a leak and get pretty.
I don't think that's as good.
I don't
I
know.
like mine better.
And take moisturizer. A great place to take a leak and put on eyeshadow. Yeah, that's
on.
way better. Anyway,
Okay, I guess that's why I'm the technical director. And
So-
you do all the creative shit.
so I don't know if any of you have been paying attention, company, but yesterday, Wednesday.
You realize that this is the only place half of these people get their news from.
I know, that's why I need to tell you this. The 33 trapped miners in Chile, or Chile, as most of us like to call it, were brought to the surface.
That's not how Dan Rather would say it. He would say Chile.
I know, but I'm not Dan Rather.
Clearly.
And I want our listeners to be able to understand. So I have to say Chile, because it has to be pertaining to like a restaurant chain or they can't comprehend.
That's Chile's.
But at least they can kind of be like, oh, okay, I've sort of maybe heard that place.
So they're all safe? Every miner?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. They all had to go and do, they all had 48 hours. They have to go hang out in the hospital.
They had to apply for unemployment because they all got canned because they didn't show up to work the next day.
Yes. Because they're actually being jailed because they did not participate in the rescue effort.
Right.
No, some interesting facts are kind of coming out. I was scouting around today. One of the poor miners that was in there, and at the time that I was reading about this, he had not been pulled out yet. But he was, in February, they had a devastating earthquake in central Chile that knocked down like their two biggest cities. He moved north because his life was devastated by the earthquake with his family.
No way.
Got a job at the mine and then got stuck underground for 69 days.
Holy fuck. Holy fuck.
Talk about karma. I want to know what he did to deserve that from karma.
Hopefully he's all paid up. Karma.
Oh,
wise.
God. I hope he has a wonderful life.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah. I saw that and I was
Poor
like, no
wife.
way.
His wife must be like, oh, God, you suck.
And this thing I was reading was kind of given a little bio and just kind of glanced over it. It just said, whatever his name was, Daniel Collins Johnson.
Jose something.
Danielle Johnson Collins. And, age 40, married, 3 children. Enjoys this and this. Left central Chile after earthquake to find better life in north. And I was like, ooh,
Oh, you think he'll move
that's
south?
rough. I don't know. It's a long country, so maybe he can. My favorite part, though, is, another one of the miners came up, and he was one of the more exuberant ones. And he actually jumped out of the capsule and was, like, dancing around and stuff. They're kind of expecting him to become, like, a TV star in Chile now.
Really?
He was one of
Is
the
that all it
healthier
takes?
ones. He was one of the first ones that came out. And
Probably because he went in about 350 pounds.
Yeah.
And he came out.
It's like a health spa for him.
225.
But my favorite is that a couple of the miners that has come to
But they were like sending water and food
oh yeah,
and
and
stuff
food,
down,
and,
right?
yeah, they're taking care of them. One of them, and the guy, that was the other thing. The guy who moved there from the central, he had diabetes too. So that was his big 3: earthquake, mine disaster, diabetes.
Wow.
Congratulations, sir.
Congratulations. That's a trifecta.
No, but my favorite part is some of the miners, it turned out, were not the most pious of people, because there are a couple instances of the miners' wives and mistresses both showing up at the site
But
to
isn't that,
pray for the return.
isn't that somewhat somewhat common in the Latin America countries where men have mistresses? Isn't that somewhat accepted or not?
I don't know. I'm not Latin American.
I know you're not.
If
But
you
you're
ask
a
me
man of history in the world.
if you ask me about what was going on in Pyongyang, North Korea,
Is it common in Pyongyang, North Korea, to have
no,
mistresses?
no, because most men can't afford to feed the one wife they have.
That's true.
Don't get paid enough by the metal
Bitches eat a
foundry.
lot.
I don't know. I know men in that part of the world are known for what they call their machismo, and a lot of times
See, you do know about this. You just said machismo. I have no idea what that
and a
even
lot
is.
of times
I've
they'll
never even heard that before.
a lot of times
Is that something that you eat with chips?
yes.
Okay.
Sometimes if you want a late night snack, you have some chips and machismo.
It sounds like Mexican
It's
from
related.
Unda.
It's related to guacamole.
It sounds like Mexican from Unda. It's machismo.
No, it's this kind of male dominant sexual aggressor kind of feeling where the guys can do that. A lot of cultures I know, the feeling among the men is you can have as many mistresses as you can afford to keep.
Okay.
So if you have a wife and you have 5 mistresses, the men
You're
think it's
supporting your family.
they think it's okay as long as your family is supported and your mistresses are supported. Then more power to you. Whereas if you have a wife and one mistress and they're both going hungry, then you're a sack of shit.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, maybe that was the deal there. But can you imagine coming up from down below? You've been down there for 69 days, and you come up, and your wife and your mistress are both standing there looking at you, arms crossed, tapping toes.
Which one do you hug first?
Well, the president of Chile's been around there. I'd probably hug him, and then I would probably hide behind his bodyguard.
Right, I'd ask for protection.
I'd be like, I'm mandated to go, because they're making these miners, lay down on the gurney and get taken to the helicopter to get taken to the hospital. And I'd be like, I got to get on the gurney. Sorry,
honey.
mandated. Got to go. Yeah, what do you do? And here's the other thing that I thought about. I was talking to some people about this earlier, and they said, it's terrible. And I said, but they said, but the mistress has to know. And I said, well, what if he didn't tell her he was married? What if he's got the wife and the girlfriend, and neither one knows about the other?
Oh, that's worse. That's worse.
I might jump in the capsule and go back down.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to come up yet. My
Sorry.
friends are still down there.
Yeah, save my friends first.
Oh, it was so-and-so's turn. I'm sorry. It wasn't my
Better
turn.
yet, they're down there underground, and they're like, okay, who's next? No, you go. Because knowing that they're both up to no, I'll go. I'll go
Yeah,
last.
you go ahead. Go
I'll
last.
go down with the ship.
Word is the foreman is came up last. There was some discussion that there was going to be an argument over who came up last, because the person who came up last would be the Guinness Book of World Record holder for the most time spent underground.
Wow. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. So how pissed would you be if you're the second to last one?
Yeah.
And the foreman just overruled you.
Sorry, I'm the foreman.
George Foreman. Speaking of which, totally unrelated, I saw a fantastic quote while I was at the doctor's office in North Korea, in a American
Because
Sports
North Korea is known for their exceptional medical quality, their medical standards.
I'm not going to pay.
The finest medical care.
I'm not going to pay American medical prices.
When you get it for free because you own a metal foundry.
I could pay North Korean medical prices and then just get American kids who fail out of medical school.
Okay.
No, I saw a quote from our buddy Charles Barkley. Made me feel a little reminiscent.
What do you say?
You
can't
know,
say you saw a quote and then not tell us what the quote was.
I remembered earlier, and it was like very vintage Charles Barkley. It was like, well, I don't think that they're right to do that if they're not right to be doing that kind of thing. I don't exactly remember. It was in sport. It was in this last week's the last Sports Illustrated that came out. It was in the quote of the week. It's Charles Barkley, and I apologize. I don't remember. I meant to write it down, and I may have made it up because I was like feverish.
Yeah, you could have totally hallucinated that.
But that's okay. I just wanted to put that in there. What else I had a couple things that I saw like during the last couple days that I was determined I was going to just break in randomly during our podcast and talk about.
Without doing a segue from
Yes.
one to the other?
That had nothing to do with anything that was on our paper.
You can't do that. You can't. You are physically unable.
Oh.
You have to see there's something in you that has to segue.
Speaking of which,
See? There's your segue.
speaking of which,
segues.
I saw a commercial for a local.
A Segway?
No,
'Cause that's one of those things you ride.
No, a muffler place, not the Alliance Radiator Center, different muffler place, and they were offering these price brackets. So basically, they said you tell which price bracket you want to be in, and they'll fit your service to meet it. And I was like, and the guy in the commercial, I'm like, it was all happy. He's like, yeah. I'm like, how fucking retarded are you if you're gonna enter into that? I want to pay about $300 for service today. So what can I get for my $300? Oh well, I see your muffler's gone bad.
oil
Looks like you need a
change.
ball joint. Yeah, oil change.
Let's see. New brakes. Your tranny's bad. We're going to put a new tranny in.
I got $1,032 burning a hole in my pocket, guys. What can you fix on my car?
No shit.
Oh, we're gonna give you a new headliner and put a new radio in while you're in here.
Paint job.
Like, who falls for that?
Right.
I don't want to go to.
$22,000. What can I get?
Gentlemen, I have $77 million. What can you fix on my car?
Well-
Oh, just front brakes for that. Sorry. So they will tailor
They'll
their.
rotate your tires for no additional charge.
They will tailor only if you bought them from us, though. They will tailor make your car care to how much you're willing to pay.
That's messed up.
That's American. That's the American way.
And people are like, "Ooh, that's a good idea.
That's great.
Because I only have $50. I can get my engine replaced."
I don't-
No, you can't.
I don't know a whole lot about car care, so that means they'll give me the best possible service for my
And
$100.
that's the first thing that you should say when you go in there. I don't know a whole lot about car
cars.
care, but I have about $3,000 in my budget to fix my car. Morons.
So I saw that. Oh, what was I going to tell you? All of our discussion so far today brought to you by the good people at Finkel and Sons Plumbing, Mankato, Minnesota. Let us do your maintenance on your cabin, your trailer, etc. Get it ready for winter. You know, a lot of people have to shut down their vacation homes and trailers and stuff.
And you can even get your ice shanty ready for the upcoming.
If you have plumbing,
fishing
yeah,
season.
they'll take care of that too up at Finkel and Sons. Call, go online. Again, that's Mankato, Minnesota. If you have any plumbing problems, don't cross your streams. Call Finkel and Sons.
Good Ghostbusters reference there.
Yeah, they apparently big fans of that, so thank you to them. Also brought to you, as always, by Morningwood Estates. Call, go online for their Fall Football Festival. Sign up now to get email alerts about the royal family and their enjoyment of American football. Only $10.
That's a deal.
It's a
I
steal.
think that's the cheapest thing that Morningwood Estates has ever offered.
Possibly.
Something that's $10.
So let's turn our attention now
Okay.
to the emails.
Okay.
Stands for electronic mail,
Okay.
as a lot of people
Kind of
know.
like what you just talked about at Morningwood Estates.
Yes. Or electric mail, which was an older form where they just put like wires attached to your paper mail and chuck the shit in.
That was more of a practical joke type of deal.
We had someone send us an email at podcast@bigdavidcompany.com.
Steve Hackleberry in Seattle, Washington.
No, I believe that's Johnson
No, it's Hackleberry. It says right there.
from Hackleberry.
No, in Seattle.
And I think that Mike Alicious wants to read this to us.
From Steve Hackleberry in Seattle, Washington. Can you please leaf L-E-A-F. That's a fun one.
Lame.
The Gigabyte System Studios at the worldwide headquarters and go out and do another fall color tour. Really?
On it.
They want us to do a... You know how bad that went over last time?
Yeah, our fall color tour last year was an, what's the word I'm looking for?
Terrible.
Unmitigated disaster.
It says, I would pay money for the podcast that has you two go out and do that again.
Shouldn't have said that, Steve.
Additionally, could you please fill us in on what the fall colors look like near the Kim Jong-il Metal Foundry, the glorious supreme leader of metal foundries located in Pyongyang, North Korea? I have always wondered what they look like. Thanks, Steve Hackleberry, Seattle, Washington.
Well, thank you, Steve. I appreciate that
Now,
nice email.
I can say that I have no idea what the fall colors look like by the Metal Foundry because I'm not allowed out of the country.
I can tell you all about that.
Please do.
And let's start with that. As you know, I just said, in my sickness with my broken pelvis / bronchitis fever, I spent some time at the Metal Foundry here this last weekend, and I can tell you that the fall colors have changed dramatically over the years.
Okay.
Because
you've owned the Metal Foundry for some time now.
Like a year.
Okay.
But I've talked to some people who've been there for a long time, and when the Metal Foundry was first built, the fall colors were glorious. Okay. Very typical, a lot of reds and oranges, and very typical fall colors. By the next year, after 1 year of having the Metal Foundry operational, they were pretty much covered with a metallic oxide dust.
Ooh.
So it's pretty much gray all the time. And
Now, is that from the Metal Foundry?
Oh, yeah.
Or
yes,
has there
of
been
course.
no link proven between the...
There's been no proven link, but I'll tell you right now, it's from the Metal
Okay.
Foundry. Oh, yeah. Yeah, most of the trees are located on the side of the building with the metal oxide dust ejection port.
Wow, and it's clearly labeled
Yes.
metal oxide dust ejection port. Stand
No.
clear.
Yes. And then
too
that's
bad.
crossed off and it says fairy dust. It says Kim Jong-il health dust
Right.
written there. So most of the trees now dead. So there's not any fall color around the Metal Foundry. Even if there was, it would probably be obscured by things like fog and the stench lines of decay from all the dead bodies from the people dying of starvation.
Wow, you paint a bleak picture. And that's where you go for your medical care?
Oh, see, I'm way up in the penthouse. It's above the smog layer.
Oh,
So to me, it basically feels like I'm on the corporate jet when I'm there because I'm looking down at the clouds.
that's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's lovely. So that's kind of the idea of the Metal Foundry. But from the pictures I've seen from the past, like pre-Foundry days, spot on gorgeous.
So what are we going to do about the request for the fall color tour here?
I got a plan.
Okay.
Okay. Last year, for those of you who don't go back and listen,
Please don't, because it's a bad
we
bad
loaded up
episode.
all of our equipment into the mobile podcasting unit, drove out into the community, and did a fall color tour. And Mike Lishless and I basically didn't talk to each other for a long time after that.
At least a week, because
Yeah.
the next week we did another podcast.
That's a long time. Mm-hmm. You could have totally just told them right then that you edited all those podcasts together through bits of speech from all our other ones, and everyone would have been totally impressed.
Well, I don't want.
Oh yeah,
I don't wanna
painstakingly.
brag.
For a month, I painstakingly edited those together using guttural vocal sounds that I was able to pick out with my sophisticated
I have the
equipment.
equipment that can do that.
So, what I thought was that we would eliminate the part where we coop ourselves up in the mobile broadcasting unit.
which was, believe me, it was a task.
So-
So we literally put all of our equipment in the mobile podcasting unit and drove around the local area.
So what we're going to do for our fall color tour this year is cut out that part, and I think we're going to be more successful.
Well,
So-
isn't that the whole part? How are we supposed to do a fall color tour?
We're just
without
going to,
touring?
well, we're on the 32nd floor
We are.
of the Worldwide Headquarters, so we're just going to walk over to the windows and look outside and look at the colors.
And then report back.
Yeah, we'll just do it while we go.
Okay.
So, without further ado, brought to you by the good people at WPEE, 1610 AM in Concord, New Hampshire, the most concise news, weather, and traffic every day on your morning drive. Start your morning off every day with the P. Take the P to work also for noontime with Ed Manhard weekday afternoons on the P. Brought to you by WPEE AM.
What was the guy's name?
Ed Manhard.
One more time.
Ed Manhard
Oh, that's
on
never
WPEE.
That's never gonna get old.
Yep.
Wow, they're a first time sponsor.
Take the P to work with Ed Manhard middays. So from WPE, this is the 2010 Big David Company Fall Color Tour.
Okay, so go to the window. I'll stay here at
Okay.
the podcasting table. They're not gonna be able to hear you though.
I can speak very loudly.
Okay.
Let me open this up. See what's going on out here. Fall colors are beautiful.
Okay. Does it have the fall smell in the air?
No.
No.
It
So
smells.
are we too high up?
Well, we're in the middle of the city, so it kind of smells like the middle of the city.
Oh,
And I actually can't see any trees.
because we're in the middle
We're
of
on
the city.
Because our world headquarters in downtown LA.
Right? Can't you can see the park kind of from here?
A little bit, but it's like 87 degrees out.
Right. So there's really no fall colors.
No. There's a lot of green,
Okay.
and I see a lot of pretty colored buildings.
Okay.
And there's, looking down, there's some red. I think that's a gang shooting, though.
Oh, that's not good.
Because that looks like there's a lot of people running around, and that's probably bad. But, hey, that guy's jacking my car. Oh, no, it's your car. Never mind. But yeah. No,
Great.
So I guess the fall colors that we're seeing are green
And building colors,
and, like, shimmery glass.
glass.
The people over there, though, across the way, in the Cortman building, they appear to have some sort of, like, purplish-looking plant. I don't know. It's hanging in their window.
Okay.
And then over there, they've got something set up where they're growing plants under a light.
We don't need to talk about that.
I don't know what. Isn't that your apartment over there?
No, that's no.
Oh, okay.
No. I live in the other building.
You should probably call the cops about your car, though.
That's all right.
So,
I'll buy another one.
I guess the answer is there's your. So that's the fall color tour.
So that's
what I saw.
another unsuccessful fall color tour.
Yeah, not a lot of fall colors in the middle of the city.
But thanks for the request.
Thank
Steve
you. Sorry we
Huckleberry.
couldn't. That was our 2010 fall color tour, brought to you by our good friends at WPEE, AM 1610, Concord, New Hampshire.
So pee in the morning and pee at noon.
Yeah, take your pee to work.
Great.
With Ed Manhard.
So you have anything else to say, Dave?
No, that's pretty much it. I'm sorry about the fall color tour.
That's okay.
I think what we should do is build an expansive compound in the countryside.
Don't you already have one of those? Don't you have a country house out in Maine or something?
No,
Because we could take the corporate jet. I'd be happy to take the corporate jet.
I'm sure you would.
You're never going to let me on that thing, are you?
Maybe someday. Anyway, so thank you. Don't forget to call, email. Well, don't call us, but email your suggestions
Call
and
us.
ideas.
Call us.
Just, yeah, go ahead. Email us your suggestions.
8675309.
Podcast at
That's the
BigDavidCompany.com.
555 area code.
Yes, 555. KL7 1381.
BR 549.
So if you have questions, comments, concerns, podcast at BigDavidCompany.com. Check us out. Big Dave and www.BigDavidCompany.com. Find us on Twitter. Find us on Facebook. Check out our store at Cafe Press. Anything else I need to plug before we go?
Nope.
All right, great. Anything else you want to say
Dirty
before
pie
we go?
hole. You could plug that.
Shut up. Anything else you want to say before we go?
I can't believe they fucking jacked my car. That's the third time this month.
Dude, listen. Don't put that big queer-looking club thing on it and then leave your keys in it anyway.
If you'd let me park in the Worldwide Headquarter parking garage that's gated and has a security guard.
Oh, that's where your car was. They were in there jacking it.
Oh.
I could see it. There was one of those big trucks with a big mirror on it on the side, you know, like the plate glass trucks.
Sure,
Yeah.
You're trying to make me feel better?
Yeah. Anyway, that's all we have for today. Thank you for tuning in on behalf of the company, including but not limited to the unpaid interns. That's probably who was jacking your car, one of the unpaid interns.
Probably.
The lovely Emily, Sarah Tance, Cumberbund from the FCC, Kona the Wonder Puppy under the table. I am Big Dave saying thank you very much, and we'll see you next week. Next week on a very special Big Dave and Company podcast, it's Point Counterpoint with veteran radio analyst Ed Manhard and fire safety officer Dick Manchop.
What are we going to talk about?
I don't know.
Point counterpoint.
That's for them to decide. We're just here to moderate. Oh, shit. I was supposed to be talking there, wasn't I? wasn't paying attention.
What were you looking at? You
I
were
don't-
looking at the screen.
I know, but I was like staring out at this part for some reason. I was like enthralled by the blank area.